Hey guys, how's your day coming? This is finally the game where your boy hit masters. For those who did stop by the stream and got to see me play, or those who like my content, I'm glad you guys are able to come with me on my little journey here. Your boy finally hit masters. I spent a lot of games on Diamond 1 figuring out the meta. Just recently, they changed, I believe it is Kai'Sa and Yasuo. They changed them up a little bit. I think they also changed up the legends, so maybe Ezreal isn't the best right now. But what I found the most success with, because your boy's got the big cranium, is I've been playing the Aurelian Soul Hero augment. I think it's the best for going fast level 9, and it is the probably most max cap board in the game to play. So that's what I've been doing. This game is the game I got masters, but it is not the game I really want to show you guys. You know, it wasn't like some outrageous like 2-star 5 cost game, which I do have some gameplay which I'm going to get out to you guys that I want to let you see. But this game is more along the line of me just playing the strongest board I can. And you guys are going to realize this as like, watch what I'm doing when I'm buying these shops, by the way. Right now, I know if I'm not going Kale reroll, there's no reason for me ever to hold on to Kales. I realize that, you know, a lot of these early, like, units are just trash. If it's not, like, Orianna I'm not holding on to, Cannoneers I'm not holding on to because they're completely nerfed, they're, like, garbage. So there's no point in you holding on to these units. So you see me sell the Oriannas, the Gunners, there's no point. And in other sets, guys, it was always the right decision to level up here for your combat. However, I think with this set, it is not the best decision to make, especially in this instance where I have Aurelia pair, I have Samira pair, I have Cho'Gath pair. I have a 75% chance to hit these units again, right? So that's the important thing. And with this hero augment, I'd have to say this is my new favorite gold augment. It basically allows you to hit level 9 every game for free. So you want to kind of lose streak stage 2, because whenever you lose, you gain 3 XP, but every time you win, you only gain 2. And you guys are going to see me full pivot here once I find this to be able to get the rift. And the reason for this is I'm going to be able to make 20 gold, and also I gain a free unit here that allows me to basically kill another unit, especially when I'm like lose streaking. But you guys aren't seeing me slam items or anything like that. When you want to lose streak, you're not going to want to have like an item on the board, unless you know you're for sure going to lose. What I've been doing lately with the XP augments from Aurelian Soul is I go level 9. I'll look for usually to have like Ahri. You want the Ionia synergy, so you want like Ahri, Shen, and like Yasuo or something like that. Usually you'll have Kai'Sa as well. You want to get Heimerdinger with the double shrink and the burn. That way it has like the cone that shoots out the missiles for the burn, but it also allows to apply the double shrink on everything. I think that's the meta way to do it. So you want Heimer, you want Ahri, you know, and then you just put in whatever other legendaries there are. They're all filler. So you probably want Cassante, so that way you can get Bastion on your Shen. You know, probably Kai'Sa, Yasuo if you can, but you're going to want to pivot out of those into like Samira. Rise is like hit or miss. I think if you have the Zaun, you don't play Rise, but if you have the other synergies on Rise, you play it. So, one thing you realize is I lost that combat there. Well, I was going to lose regardless, but I could have probably killed the Aurelia if I had better positioning. I've talked about this in other videos. You see me stack up all my units to the right here, that way all their auto attacks focused on one unit, and I'm more likely to kill at least one unit on the board, if not two, or something like that, right? It isn't always the case, you might not be able to see it here, but... See, so we were able to kill a unit in this case, which is big. You know, you don't want to just be taking full losses every combat, right? And the reason why these losses aren't so bad is because of the XP trait, right? So you gotta think about this here. When you have this much gold, you don't want to make a big decision until you see your next augment, because your next augment might dictate how you allocate that gold, right? So we know on 3-2, everybody goes level 6, and here's the neutral. So we got one more combat after this. And I see on my bench I got a Lux and a J4. So at this point I'm kind of convinced that I'm going to just be going strategists without a doubt. I don't know quite yet what I'm going to be doing in terms of, like, we do have the Void Opener. But at some point you have to make a decision on where you're going, and I think having 2 keys is like a really good way to, like, make that decision, right? Like, we have the Lux J4, all we need really is the Azir, we're kind of online at that point. So we see the augment, knowledgeable download. I always take, because I was going fast 9 all these games, guys, to win them. And since I'm level 7 on 3-2, I know nobody else is going to be level 7 here. Which, even though we have a 15% chance for 4 costs, it's not necessarily the same, right? Because we're hitting a pool of units that nobody else really has a chance to hit yet. Meaning all the Azirs, it means all the Luxes are still in the pool. And you're going to see me here. I'm going to roll to 0 because I might be able to hit a 2-star 4 cost and completely stabilize. So that's what we ended up doing here. We were able to hit a lot of things. Not necessarily the things that we want, but we were able to hit the Talia 2. We were able to hit the Azir. So basically, at this point, we're online. All we need the game to do is now fill it in. So the way I would view this, guys, is we built the frame. It's like when you assemble a puzzle, right? And you build all the edges first. And at this point, I'm not sure if I should sell the double Yasuo or not. And I was thinking about putting in, like, the Talia to autopilot, but we don't have Shurima, so there's no point in us doing it. And I kind of want to put in the Nasus over the Shen, but it is a 2-star 4 cost. Like I mentioned in some of my other videos, the 2-star 4 costs are just infinitely stronger than everything else. So, it is what it is. Synergies don't really matter. Unit quality does this set. That's why all the 5 costs don't really line up with synergies, but you can just spam them on the board and you win. The biggest 5 costs you need to hit if you are rocking the dragon, you guys are power leveling, you just need to hit Bel'Veth. Bel'Veth is Giga broken right now, so if you get good items, we're just able to hit the Azir pair, so we're in a really good spot here now. And even if we lose, I'm not sweating it, because every combat that we lose at this point, and I wanted to roll to 0 here again, because I'm sitting on so many pairs right now that I'm bound to hit 1, and we did here, right? So, with this augment, now we're chilling level 7. Even if we lose, we just gain a ton of free XP to go to level 8. And in the meanwhile, we're just able to sit here and stabilize pretty well on the Azir too, and be able to just find things that come along as we go, right? So even if we do take losses, you know, these aren't going to be big losses. And even now, guys, it's not the right decision to sell this Shen and put in the Nasus. I know it's tempting. I don't think it's the correct decision either to drop the Swain. A lot of this game comes down to presenting strongest board though, guys. So the reason why we don't sell the Shen is because we want to present strongest board, and that's our, like, basically our whole front line right now. J4 always just gets insta-nuked. He's really not a tank. And as you can see, I try to get the Demacia because it gives armor magic resist. You want to have, if you don't have your Lux taking advantage of the Demacia for the free item, you kind of want to put it on, your front line like J4, so that way your whole front line can get a ton of armor magic resist. And at this point, guys, I would usually have taken the XP and the gold augment, but the way I view it is right now we already have 2 XP augments. We need a combat summoner, so it kind of sucks that our other augments suck, but this is the best we can do for a combat summoner, right? The one that goes really good with this strategist comp is the augment that gives you a ton of armor magic resist for the amount of units in like the same row or whatever. That's really good with this comp. And now we're just chilling. We're level 8. People would say that you nuked your econ, but I'm really not rolling for anything else, right? Like, whatever the game gives me at this point, I'm just going to take. The board's pretty stable. Like, we're done. This is like max cap board, and we're 71 HP. So, whenever we stumble into the Lux and Swain, and I really don't have to worry about gold for XP because of our first augment. Just so I've been liking Aurelion Soul a whole lot, is you just... A lot of reroll comps are going on right now with like Kale reroll, Triss reroll. Noxus is another one that's been happening a whole lot of. So if you're just able to go high and wide, you tend to place on average just higher, right? I will be uploading some of my other games that I found on my way to Masters because I found that level 9 is a little tricky compared to other sets. Here you see me try to position and move my Azir off to the left, trying to duck the rogues when I scouted. But the guy actually outplayed me, but it doesn't matter because my comps are stronger. But you really do want to move your carries to the opposite side of wherever the rogues are so they just don't dash your backline and delete them. There's no point for me to really scout. I can't move my front line a whole bunch. The front line is what the front line is, and you're either going to have Azir in one corner or the other. There's not a whole lot of scouting to really have done. The only thing you wouldn't want to scout for is this Yasuo with rapid fire cannon. I don't know why he centers him. If you put the Yasuo off to the... Oh, that's another interaction to tell you guys about. Right now, Yasuo with rapid fire cannon is a Gigabyss, because if you position him off to the very far left or very far right, whenever he throws that NATO, it's going to hit the corner. And now our only game plan, guys, is to go level 9. I don't know what you do from here going level 9. I don't know if you put in Cassante. I don't know if you put in Taric. I don't know what you do here. Probably just a random legendary. You know, eventually, you know, you would want to get these items onto Nasus and then put in the Garen for the Juggernaut or whatever. But This is us trying to get as much cybernetic value as we can here. I think I was stuck in Diamond 1 for so long because it's a really, especially with the Draven, Hero Augment meta and all this stuff, it's been a very toxic meta in terms of like what's good and bad for like fundamentals for people. A lot of this game turned into, if you have a Noxus opener, you roll on 6 for 2 Darius, and on 7 you just roll until you hit the 3-star Noxus. Everybody else basically just hard econs up, and on 3-5 they roll down every single penny that they have, and if they hit, and they win, and if they don't hit, they just lose. And I feel like this set took a lot of fundamentals out of the game that we had in other sets. So I really struggled with just hitting masters because a lot of these games felt like pulling a crank on a lotto machine. And this is why scouting is important. I'm gonna like move to not get hit by the Zephyr here. But I don't even think I end up fighting the guy with the Zephyr. There's a few comps you can play. I would recommend you play Strategist. Like what you're seeing right here with like Azir. You can play the reroll Kale comp. I've seen a lot of people do well with that. Noxus is another comp you can play. But Invokers is dead. You really can't play Mutants unless you hit Mutant Spatula. And like you get like a... You really have to kind of be going it from the start of the game, and then you have to find a Bel'Veth on like 7 or 8. And from here we're just going level 9. And I'm just securing my top 4. My comp isn't strong enough for like 1st or 2nd. Like you'll see it here. I even dodge a Zephyr and I Zephyr as Garen. And I'm level 9, I have a whole unit up on him and it still isn't enough. I think the big mistake I made here, if I could critique myself on one thing to improve, is that I would have made Ionic Spark on one of my frontline units, because I have no magic shred. And at this point I was like J4, or not J4, Sion, I don't have the bruiser buff. I think it might just be better to go Heimerdinger and just go triple repair on the upgrades for him. I don't know, maybe I'm doing something wrong, but I feel like my Lux does no damage, but other people's Lux just destroys everything. I don't know. This is what I mean by Bel'Veth, guys. She's just too cracked of a unit right now in the game. I think you're gonna realize, like, this guy's rocking Bel'Veth and this guy's rocking Bel'Veth. The unit is, I don't know. The reset mechanic feels really toxic, and you see me, I'm a little salty here. But these guys are hitting, like, 2-star Bel'Veth on level 8, when I'm level 9, sometimes enrolling for 2-star 5 costs, and I can't even find them. So, I don't know. It is an RNG game, but even though they nerfed, I think, Kais and Yasuo, these are still the 2 top comps with Noxus. The comp I played is probably up there too. for whatever reason, the animation to load up for Masters takes forever. This is even on like ×2 speed, and the client just takes a huge poop. I don't know why. There you go, your boy hit Masters. Maybe I'll hit Grandmaster or Challenger here pretty soon for you guys, and I'll upload that for you as well. I have some videos on the way from like a more exciting gameplay, but this was the game I did hit Masters on, so I thought I might as well make this the game I upload. Alright, I hope you guys have a good day.